Dylan and I had lived together almost a year. At first, everything felt normal. Movie nights, takeout, dog cuddles. But slowly, quietly, things started to change. He got secretive with his phone, started going to the gym at weird hours and coming back not even sweaty. His stories didn't add up, and his cologne, stronger every time. I tried to trust him. I didn't want to be paranoid, but my gut, it was screaming. One night, he left his iPad at home. It buzzed on the counter. A message preview from Ashley Hart said, "Last night was amazing. I still smell you." I opened it. What I found made me sick. Months of messages, pictures, dates. He told her he was single, laughed about me, used my car to visit her. I took screenshots, every single one. And then I looked over at his PS5 and I smiled. That console was his life. So I boxed it up. Everything. Headset, games, controllers. Listed it online for $50. No holds, must pick up now. I included a note. Hope you enjoyed this more than he enjoyed cheating. The messages poured in, but one stood out. A girl named Ashley said she could come in 20 minutes. Yeah, that Ashley. And I was about to give her more than a gaming system. Ashley showed up. She was pretty, smiling. "Hey, I'm here for the PS5, she said. "Is this for your boyfriend?" I asked. "Yeah, Dylan. He's gonna lose his mind." I nodded. "Come inside." I handed her the iPad, showed her the messages. Her face changed. She said, "Can I still have the PS5? I said, "Girl, please." We laughed. She left with the console. I was just getting started. Dylan came home later, humming some song. He stopped cold when he saw the empty shelf. "Where's my PS5? I didn't even blink. "Ashley has it." He froze. "Ashley who?" "Your girlfriend. Or well, ex." His face turned white. I handed him a bag of his clothes and the screenshots. "You can leave now." He begged, cried, yelled. I locked the door behind him. The next day, Ashley blocked him. I changed the locks, posted the PS5 story to my close friend's IG. Caption, "When the trash takes itself out, but you give it a little push." My DMs blew up. Turns out, 3 other girls were talking to him too. Dylan's alone now. No PS5, no job, no girls. And me? New haircut, fresh sheets. I sleep like a damn baby. I've had bad bosses, the passive-aggressive ones, the credit stealers. But Greg was something else entirely. He was the kind of man who thought power meant volume. He snapped his fingers at people, rolled his eyes in meetings, sent one-word emails like "fix" or "now." But I held it down. I was his executive assistant, his shield, his scheduler, his crisis manager. I made sure his day didn't fall apart before lunch. And he repaid me with insults. That Wednesday, he snapped, marched out of his glass-walled office and yelled across the open floor, "Are you incompetent or just lazy, Lauren?" Phones stopped ringing. Conversations froze. Everyone stared. He added, loud enough for the whole department, "You're one more screw-up away from being gone." He turned and slammed his office door like punctuation. But I didn't cry. I took a breath and smiled. Because he didn't know. I'd already started the process to make him the next one out the door. 2 months earlier, our company got acquired by a larger firm. New policies, new ethics board, and most importantly, a real HR department that actually cared. Greg brushed it off like a joke, but I paid attention. Because Greg's tirades weren't new. He'd done it before. I had the receipts. I kept a folder, just in case. Screenshots of late-night messages demanding I fix his mistakes. Voicemails where he called coworkers soft or dead weight. A Zoom recording where he mocked LGBTQ+ hires, thinking he was muted. And the best part? One of my old college friends, Danny, worked in corporate compliance at the parent company. When I told her everything, she just said, "Send it all. And don't talk to anyone else until we call you." I sent the folder. The storm had begun, and I wasn't the one caught in it. The next week, consultants showed up. Clipboards, quiet smiles, but they weren't consultants. They were HR investigators from the new parent company. They didn't make a scene. They started asking around. I saw them pull Amy from marketing into a meeting room. She came out pale. She'd told them about how Greg humiliated her in front of the CMO, called her hormonal when she challenged his numbers. Eddie from finance shared that Greg made racist jokes in their team chat, even after being warned. They weren't just building a case. They were connecting dots. And me? I kept quiet, played dumb, smiled. Greg strutted around like a king, but I knew he was a king in checkmate, and the board was already in motion. It all came crashing down on a Tuesday. Greg showed up late, first red flag. His shirt was wrinkled, collar askew. He didn't say a word as he stormed to his office. At 11:04 a.m., he was called into the boardroom. 3 people waiting, legal, HR, and a senior VP I'd never seen in person. He was in there for hours. People whispered, passed glances, dared each other to ask what was going on. At 2:43 p.m., Greg walked out, red-faced, furious. He didn't speak. Just stormed into his office, grabbed a box, and started filling it with silent rage. I stood up, walked right up to him. "Looking for your stapler?" I said. "It's in the drawer where you left your empathy." He stared at me and said nothing. Later, we got an email. Effective immediately, Greg Wilkinson is no longer with the company. Translation? Fired. For cause. A week passed. I kept my head down. Just did my job. Then I got an invite to a meeting with our department head. I thought it was to talk about reassignments or backfilling Greg's role. Instead, they offered me a promotion. Team lead. Higher pay. Better hours. Full autonomy. "You kept the department functioning under a toxic leader," they said. "You've already proven you can lead." I sat there stunned. Then I accepted. That day, people clapped for me, like actually clapped. Even the ones Greg used to scare into silence. It felt earned and long overdue. I moved into Greg's old office. First thing I did, tossed his passive-aggressive motivational posters in the recycling. Second, sprayed air freshener. The man had 0 ventilation habits. I brought in a plant, set up a playlist, opened the window, and I sat there, looking at the door, realizing this place used to echo with fear. Now it smells like eucalyptus and ambition. Greg screamed at me in front of the whole office. Now my nameplate's on the door. And if I raise my voice, it's only to uplift someone who deserves it. I wasn't trying to look hot, I was just trying to make it to work on time. It was laundry day and I had 0 clean bras left, except for one, the cursed bra. It was a thick, padded, super push-up one I bought on impulse for a wedding 2 years ago. I'd worn it exactly once because it gave me cartoonish proportions. I almost left it in the drawer. But I was running late, so I threw it on, put on a fitted top, and didn't look twice. Until I walked into the office, and the stares started. The first clue something was off came from the elevator. Jake, from finance, the guy who normally barely says hey, was suddenly full of smiles. He said, "New outfit?" I said, "Same as always." His eyes said otherwise. Then I walked into the break room. My manager paused mid-sentence when I grabbed coffee. I could feel it. The silent assessments, the lingering glances. By 10 a.m., 3 different people had joked that I was glowing today. One whispered, "Did she get them done?" I didn't say anything, because I suddenly realized the push-up bra had turned me into a double take. At lunch, I checked my Slack. Big mistake. I had a DM from Sarah in marketing. "Girl, are you wearing a new bra or did I miss an announcement?" Then one from my work bestie Priya. "Your tits are in 4K. I laughed so hard I nearly snorted coffee. Then I panicked. Had everyone noticed? I looked in the mirror. Yup. Full lift, full cleavage, full-on optical illusion. It was too late to change. And now I was a walking distraction. I was going to be bra girl forever. Around 3 p.m. I got an email. "Hi, can you come by HR for a quick chat?" I nearly passed out. Was I being dress coded? Was someone complaining? I walked in like I was entering my own funeral, but turns out it had nothing to do with my chest. They just needed a signature on some onboarding paperwork for a new intern. I nearly cried with relief. Then I turned around and caught the HR manager sneaking a quick glance. Great. Even HR noticed the push-up. By Friday, the entire office had a new nickname for me. I heard someone whisper, "Double D Day," as I passed. Priya said the guys from IT were placing bets on whether I'd had a little work done. Even the CEO gave me a weird smirk in the elevator. I couldn't tell if I should laugh, cry, or just throw the bra into the sun. But honestly, for the first time in forever, I wasn't invisible. I'd always been the quiet girl in the back corner. Now, I was a talking point, a silhouette that said, "I've entered the room." The next Monday, I wore a normal bra, back to default, nothing dramatic. And you know what? People still noticed me. Not because of the illusion, but because I was finally carrying myself like I existed. I stopped shrinking. I stopped apologizing.
How did you crash your first car? I was 17 and driving my mom's old Honda Civic. I had just picked up my crush and wanted to impress her, so naturally, I tried to drift into a Taco Bell parking spot. Except it had just rained. The car slid like it was on ice, hopped the curb, took out a trash can, and lightly tapped the building. The entire restaurant watched it happen. One guy actually clapped. My crush ghosted me. My mom cried, and I took the bus until graduation. Totally worth the Crunchwrap, though.
Craziest senior prank at your high school? Someone swapped every staff photo in the hallway with framed pictures of Danny DeVito. No one noticed for hours. The art teacher loved it so much, she left hers up all year. No one confessed, but to this day, DeVito still hangs in the yearbook room like a guardian.